Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today I'm going to be doing a book review from it's not Melview. It's Melville House, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. I requested this book for review and was sent a copy early in advance, but it comes out in May of 2019. So I figured I would wait to do my full wrap-up and review of it in a closer to the release date day. I've already spoken about it on my channel. I don't know if any of you will remember it, but I did talk about it and I really loved it. I gave this book 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books of the year so far. I'm very happy with it and I'm very excited to talk about it. So, this is Juliet the Maniac by Juliet Escoria. This is awesome. It is compared to The Bell Jar and Girl Interrupted, and it is on a similar wavelength. It is definitely on a similar wavelength in terms of subject matter. It has trigger warnings for several things: suicide attempts, hallucinations, auditory, visual, that sort of thing, manic episodes, and trauma. It is really intense, really outstanding, and really moving. I adored this book. Now, I went into this thinking that it was going to be something similar to Girl Interrupted and The Bell Jar, in that it was going to be a little bit of a nonfiction story. And in all truth and honesty, it overlaps in the nonfiction category slightly, but it is not nonfiction. This is fiction. Yes, the main character shares the name with the author, so I think there is some truth to this, but I don't know how much. This is the story of Juliet, and Juliet is bipolar. She is suffering from addiction, drug use, alcohol use, and bipolar disorder. And she's trying to cope in a really messed up way with her social standings and expectations. She's trying to cope with school, she's trying to cope with mental hospitals, she's trying to cope with social interactions, and she is struggling. She is struggling greatly, and I really appreciated the writing about this on her struggle. I thought it was really accurate, really wonderful, really honest, and really raw. I thought that it had a lot of value to it, and it was really important. I definitely adored this book. As far as everything I know about bipolar disorder, this is very similar to bipolar disorder and very accurate to the symptoms and life turmoils that people with bipolar disorder experience. I was super happy with it as a story. I was super happy with it as a conversation on mental health, and I was super happy with it on a level of representation of the 90s. Now, this story opens in 1998, which I remember as a year. I don't remember much about pop culture at that time, but I do remember bits and pieces. And this is mentioning things like a recent pop star committing suicide and how suicide was kind of on everyone's mind because of it. The conversation of whether or not Juliet's attempt, which happens in the first few chapters, is based around her actual want to die or her actual interest in mimicking something she saw, is done, and it's done well. It's a conversation that is really honest and raw. It is very clear that suicide is not about mimicking and attention seeking and trying to make a point. It is very clear that it is a cry for help and that it is a last resort to a situation that seems unfixable and unlivable. It is not something that mimics or mocks mental health. It is not something that turns it into a glorified, ethereal other. It is not something that takes this and changes it to to suit the public eye. It is really blunt and really honest. I really loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I was really happy to have read it, and I was very happy to have received it. I would love to read other books like this. If you have any books similar to The Bell Jar, Girl Interrupted, or Juliet the Maniac, please recommend them to me. They're in my favorite genre, and I really enjoy reading them. They're not always the best for me in terms of my own mental health, but I'm not the best at keeping myself from triggering either. So, it is what it is. This is really important and really valuable. I really loved it, and I would really recommend it. If you are interested in this, I would recommend picking it up or trying to pre-order it with your local library. It is really worth it and really wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below. I will link my Patreon in the doobly-doo if you would like to find a way to support me. Thank you so much to my Patreons. I love all of you. I will talk to you in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.